Metamorph grew from the miracle of my healing, a metamorphosis, a complete transformation from caterpillar to butterfly. A medical miracle and a metaphysical miracle. To me, they are entwined. So my story started like this. As a little girl, I was always wandering around and making up songs and singing in tongues and singing to the flowers and trees. But when I started playing the flute, I could hear the grown-ups whispering behind my back, "She's a child prodigy." New York City in the 80s was fascinating. I was surrounded by brilliant, amazing people. It was inspiring to have Adam Yuck of the Beastie Boys play bass for my band. And making films with Nick Zedd and Richard Kern, what an adventure. And spending time with our fan Rob Zombie after my show. But of course there were the wasted, blurry nights with the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Danceteria and Joey Ramone passed out in the corner, as usual. The Plague was about love, pain, death, and immortality, and the supernatural, ethereal goth rock. But I'm more of a sunshine goth now. There was this incredible force of great bands that were all together. And we played on the same nights, and we played in CBGBs and the Pyramid and the Limelight. Bands such as Sonic Youth, or maybe a project of Jim Thirlwell's, who is of Nine Inch Nails. So from there, the Plague released the album Naraka, which many people think of as an underground classic. I left New York and I met my husband Kurtis in San Francisco, and we were engaged in 8 days. And then we moved the babies and ourselves to Vermont so that we could be near my parents. My father was a painter, my mother was a dancer, and they had a lot to share, and I wanted our kids to see that and hear that and experience that, and to be amongst nature and fairies. With the muses screaming in my ear during the deepest, darkest part of the winter, Kurtis and me recorded the Sacred CD. It was an electronic, melodic, pop, and experimental music experience. Then we went on and we did the Moss Circle CD. After my parents passed, I reached a point where the pain in my body had become unbearable, and the medical people took years diagnosing a major problem. Children grown, Kurtis and I moved to Costa Rica. I was hoping that I would find healing and relief from that horrible pain that I was living with daily, relief by swimming in the ocean. My mom had always said the ocean was healing. I was hopeful. But the pain in my body started to overtake all of my life. I became almost completely crippled. I could hardly walk from the house to the car. And I began to daydream about walking into the ocean to die, the big waves at Cocolis, just going there late at night and just walking out into the waves and letting them just take me away. This was actually only a year ago, less than a year ago, that I felt that way. And that is when I started forming some of the words for the wave. I kept standing by the water and watching the waves and praying and crying and singing. And I kept singing, "Wash away my tears, waiting for a miracle, waiting for a miracle." I met a psychic healer here in Costa Rica. She took me on a spiritual journey to release my past karma that was keeping me trapped in my pain. The psychic also told me that I must do my music now, and that I was put on this earth to make music, to heal people, and to help people. So I went to a surgeon and had a double hip surgery that I was healed from within days. Completely healed. I began recording with producer DJ Ari Karma here in Costa Rica, a jungle studio where the birds sang and filled the studio mixing with the flute. Then a call came from my mother's 101-year-old dancer friend Eileen in Australia. She asked me to visit. This felt like the right moment to bring my mother's ashes to her favorite beach in Australia. So with my dancer daughter Morgana and Eileen, we went to my mom's favorite beach, and just moments before pouring the ashes into the ocean, I captured them dancing on the video. A very special tribute to my dancer mother. Wow. To celebrate both my beautiful daughters in one creative outpouring. And the wave video, with a plan way beyond my imaginings, has become a beautiful love story with layers and layers of deep meaning. I might not have survived the depression that came with the chronic pain if it wasn't for my little angel dog Tinkerbell. She was the embodiment of joy, and she kept a light burning in my very darkest hours. Here I am in my beautiful home that Kurtis built. I feel connected to the jungle, ocean, and the people. And I am pain-free. I am pain-free. I am pain-free. And grateful. So very, very grateful. Delving deeply into the music, songwriting that feels more like channeling, like the songs have already been written, and I am just capturing the songs to share and give to other people. Music for morphing, for transformation, for healing, for change, for hope, and music for inspiring others to become the butterfly.